The show's going good so far, and it's going to continue. So we're going to talk about 3 different products here. So what McKinsey over here is doing is, this is a roll-on waterproof membrane, cement-based, 2-part, not 1 part, 2-part. You only mix what you need. It's rapid setting. What does that mean? An hour and a half I can set tile on top of it. If I have to flood test, 3 hours. Now, why is that important? A lot of times showers are so small, they're really difficult to make money in because there's just not enough square footage. And the steps, I got to waterproof the shower, and then I got to let it dry. And I set the tile in the shower, and I got to let it dry. Then I grout the shower, and I got to, anybody? Let it dry, right? This is part of a system that now, that we've always had rapid setting grouts, we've always had rapid setting mortars. Now with the rapid setting cementitious-based waterproof membrane, I roll that on, hour and a half. I'm on top of it, putting with a rapid setting mortar the tile. After that, hour and a half, I'm on top of it with a rapid setting grout that goes on top of it. I come back tomorrow, clean everything up, do a little bit of caulking, I collect my check. I can get in and I can get out. I'm not spending a lot of time. If I have to flood test, 3 hours. What Mike has here is, this is a thin tile, and no, it's not a 5x8, 5x10 panel like you see, but it's an adhesive for thin tile panels. Now, why is that important? One of the things I don't understand with thin tiles, the whole purpose of thin tile was it was going to minimize the weight, and I can go right over top of what was already there. Well, if I'm putting a bag of mortar on the back of the tile and a bag of mortar on the wall, without water in there, I'm looking at 100 pounds. I'm probably looking close to 130 pounds. And then I'm going to put the thin tile on. How am I saving weight like that? Here's a product. I open up the bucket. I flat trowel it onto the back of the tile. I don't have to put it on the wall. You know what I have to do to the wall? I have to dampen it because it's a moisture-cured hybrid adhesive. So I add the moisture to the wall. I trowel it onto the back of the tile, I pick it up, and I place it on the wall. I'm done. I move on to the next one. Here's the other thing. I get any of it on the surface of that tile. I wipe it off. I wipe it off now, tomorrow, a week, a month, a year from now. It'll wipe right off the surface. Will not etch it, will not stain it. Now, can't use it in a submerged environment. Interior only, can't use it exterior, and can't use it on floors. So it's for walls. So it's not going to fix everything, but if you're doing thin panels on a wall and you want to go ahead and press it and move along, this is the product for that. What Scott is doing right here is he's using our Keraflex Super. Now Keraflex is the new line of mortars that we take the wetting agents that we put in self-leveler, and now we've put it in this mortar. Now here's the trick with that. If I make that mortar so soupy and so wet that it's not going to be able to support and hold the tile, that's thixotropic. So I have to make it thixotropic and wet out at the same time. Now watch what Scott does. Without even touching it, look how much of the ridges, just based on its own self, are starting to collapse on their own. Now give it a wiggle, my friend. Now by breaking those ridges down, you don't have to work that hard. I'm already at 80-90% coverage, and the mortar hasn't even had a chance to go ahead and flow across the back. It's all about the coverage. Now this product line, the Keraflex line, comes in SG, standard grade, which is a base grade, comes in Keraflex Plus, which is the next level up, and then this is Keraflex Super, which is Rockstar. And one more, Keraflex RS, rapid setting. So if you need a rapid setting mortar that has good flexibility, has good thixotropic properties, and is going to make sure that it wets itself out all the way across the tile, the Keraflex line. People are like, dude, do we really need another mortar? Well, the answer is yes. It's not a matter of what we need. As tiles grow, as every year there's new technology out there. We're supposed to ignore it? We're supposed to just sit on our laurels? Listen, 20 years ago, I had a cell phone. It looked nothing like this at all, okay? The battery for that cell phone was about this thick and about this big. All right, so technology keeps changing everything that you have. And same thing in our business. Tiles are getting bigger, they're getting thinner, they're getting longer. We need to go ahead and make sure that we're able to go ahead and support them completely with the mortar, have the mortar perform to the standards that are required, and not have an issue. I want you to check out with Mike. Mike took that panel, he put it on the back, didn't do anything on the wall. Now here's the beautiful thing. When he's done with this bucket, he just puts the lid back on it and takes it to the next job. So there's no wasted mortar. So again, I'm not putting 100 pounds of material on a wall to set a panel. You want to follow TCNA standards for large thin tile panels or gauge porcelain tile panels? That's what they're called now. So he has a slapper. He doesn't have a vibrator right here to do this. He's just using the slapper method because it's a smaller tile. But you want to make sure that you're going ahead and squeezing and forcing that air out, and that you're making full contact with the wall.